All right. I filmed this a good month ago or so. It was just about dark out, so I decided I'd give this another go. I decided on arranging these from smallest to largest displacement. So I will start with this one. This is our one Dolmar 5100S. 14.5 out of the box. This is one of 2 or 3 saws that are ported. So this one sits all summer, doesn't get any use. And 50cc. It is our one saw with a 24-inch bar on it. That's the only one with a 24-inch bar on it. And this is our one singular computerized saw with a computer-controlled carburetor. It's just your average 562 with a bolt-on full wrap handle and heavy spike upgrade. You buy the handle, and then the spikes, they just bolt right onto the so those are, you gotta take the bar off to put that side on. That's a 28-inch light bar. I think this is actually, I believe the full wrap handle saved this saw for all the reasons to have a full wrap. I believe this full wrap handle protected the piston assembly from getting destroyed. It bent the handle all out of shape, and it destroyed the top cover. I didn't replace the pull handle, but you can see the pull handle still got a little bit of damage there. And I believe it's next to impossible to read. Probably can't get it with the camera, but it's a 2015 saw on that one. Then from that one we go to actually, I've got these suckers out of order. Anyway, this is if you can barely read it there, it is an actual 371. Actually, maybe you can see that. Maybe. Anyway, this is a completely stock saw, with the exception of, it is the only saw that I run, that I keep. It's a 404. It's a 404 chain on this one. And I wanted to be able to show people the marking in the top of the piston, but being that this thing was made before 2002, the marking is either not visible or it was never put on top of the piston. And if I look really close, somewhere in there you can see the word Mull, so it's an original. It's still the original top end. So this would be 50cc with a single ring piston. That was one of the unique things about the 371, is they have a single ring piston. When they went to the 372, they went to the 2-ring piston, or at least that's what a whole bunch of people have told me. The other one is that the 371 was original. Well, it's completely removed. 371 was original with the bar tensioner out here on the front instead of on the side. That was an easy upgrade to do. And this is our latest and greatest, the Echo 73.5cc saw. This is more of the typical daily driver saw that we have. 3/8 chain, light 32-inch bar, 105 driver. It's just the oddity that it's one of only 2 saws here that's not a full wrap. And eventually, if I come up with one that's at a reasonable price, I'm still trying to figure out if there's a option to get the full wrap handle, if it comes with the heavier spikes, or if these are the only option for log spikes on the Echo big saw, or at least the big saw in North America. They have bigger saws outside of North America, but they're not sold here. So I'm at about 4 tanks through this one, and I definitely enjoy the how do you say that? Capsulated, contained, or what? The bar nuts don't fall off on the ground. Then this is the only one it has the spark plug size for the all the others have the typical 13mm on them. Even the Dolmar, yeah, the Dolmar is the 13mm on the bar nuts. Then this, for anybody that knows their history lesson, is one very hard to come by chainsaw. If that comes in, hopefully it does. That is a genuine OEM sticker that states that it is 75cc, and that is marked as a 51.4mm top end. So this is not your average 372. My understanding is it is a top end that was intended for the what is it, the concrete cutter, the rebar cutter, because it is very much a low end saw. It is not a tremendously high RPM saw, so having that bigger piston definitely gives it more grunt, because the porting on it is basically intended for the K model. I believe that they called it a 375K. They never actually made a 375, or they never stuck a sticker on it, because this one, yeah, this one is a legitimate W. It's not just a rope star cover on it. That's so. And next here is another saw. This is actually older than that saw. This is a 372, and I was looking for a marking on the top of it to indicate that it is a 50mm, but if it's there, I can't find it. I've seen a number of people talk about, you know, the wire rubbing on this corner. That definitely happens, so you got to watch that. And this one lost its air horn, where it forces the fresh air up into the... So I need to get a new air horn on it, otherwise I'm having to blow this thing out every 5 tanks of gas or less. Whereas this one, you can see the little air horn in it. It forces the air up into this chamber around the air filter to basically clean the pre-clean the air before it gets to the air filter. That's how the Husqvarna does a good job of keeping the air filters clean. And these are all continuing on the 32-inch light bar tradition. This is for anybody that's looking at used chainsaws, and you know, you come across this sticker on here, there's a sticker that goes here, there's a sticker that goes here, and I really hope this comes in. I see a marking that looks something like that. Maybe I could rub it off a little better. Maybe. Sort of. Anyway. And I pull the cover. You can see this one has a lot less hours on it. So if it was marked on the top of the piston in either that location or that location, because this one, you know, it's marked there, and there's clearly nothing marked on that one. Actually, now that I stand here and I got the sunshine on it, I think I can just barely make out 50 millimeter right there, and maybe I don't see it on that one, because that's the old one. So it is marked 50 millimeter on this one, because this was, well, I know this thing, it says 365, but I just put that on there because I needed a rope. Because that is the 372. This would be a generic 372. Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at. Anybody that sees a cover like this, you know, this piece of plastic here, if you can see that in there, there's a part number on it, whereas on this other part there's no part number. That's the other thing, is if the plastic pieces don't have part numbers on them and it's a low hour chainsaw and you don't see that marking on the top of the piston, I will basically walk over here and I will show you that that saw started life, because this saw basically has 0 hours on it. It is a gray market saw, and you can see it has the same type of serial number tags. It has this tag on the side stating decibels. It's definitely a gray market. And if I disassemble this thing with one hand, it's always fun. You know, you can see there's no normal markings on the carburetor. There's no markings on the plastic to indicate a part number. And that's a thing that would be normally done on the genuine stuff. So if you're looking at used saws and somebody's trying to sell you a saw and it's got a sticker like that, a sticker like that, a sticker like that, a sticker like that, or a sticker like that, and then this one is always the first one to go, and And that one is the one that, you know, they indicate the 90 octane. That's a funny way of saying octane myself. And the 25-to-1 mix that they want you to run. Because I bought these as whole complete saws. And then the other giveaway is that they do not have a spark screen muffler. They have a K muffler. So technically, if I were to put a bar and chain and gas in that saw, I would technically be illegal right now. So it and some of these others, they just sit through the summer and don't get any use. Anyway, that's one good way of telling the gray markets apart. I can stand here and talk about this for a long time. This is I jokingly call it the 394.5. This has got a 37-inch bar, 119 drive links. And I call it a 394.5 because I replaced the top end with a big bore, and to go to the big bore I had to change the intake assembly. If I can get this to open up. That's another thing. You'll notice that there's two saws here that don't have plastic covered hold down clips on this top cover. This 394 from a long time ago. I think it might have been 1995. Oh shoot, I can't even show you the intake boot. They got it so sealed up in there.